Well. They got the super EMP and everything out here, like the super electromagnetic pulse. We're going to talk about that here in a second. We're also going to talk about these close encounters that just happened here in the last couple of, basically just this week pretty much. USA's Chinese military flights in South China Sea pose no threat to USS Theodore Roosevelt Navy aircraft carrier in region. I'm going to play a little bit of this clip and then I'll talk to you about this super EMP they're talking about. For the first time, I knew they were developing like other weapons and stuff like that, but they got the documents out now, and I'm going to show you those documents here in a second. They call it Cybergeddon. This is what they actually would try to pull if in the scenario where it was possible. So, am I saying this is a prediction for what's coming? Everybody's like, oh, you said this prediction, you said that prediction. When it's new people, but they never actually watch the videos, the full videos, to find out what actually happens. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Here, let's show this first video clip about the close encounters in the South China Sea and what's going on.
Military says flights fit a pattern of destabilizing and aggressive behavior by Beijing. The statement comes after reports say China has been trying to stop the U.S. military from entering the South China Sea. Military says.
Buddy, I see people say what's going on. Alright, so let's go into the next piece of information here. Let's go into the next piece of information. And we're going to get you slowly into what I'm talking about with this super EMP crap that they got going on. What's going on, Joseph Buck? In alarming close call, Chinese fighters and U.S. aircraft enter same defense zone off Taiwan. And again, you go down here and they show you 6 Chinese fighter aircraft and a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft enter southwestern corner of Taiwan's air defense identification zone on Sunday. The Island Defense Ministry said is an unusual admission of U.S. military activity. So it's still stirring up over there, obviously, as usual. Lots of things trying to move forward just because this new administration with Biden and everything else. And it says, at this point, Chinese PLA flyovers of Taiwan claimed airspace have happened nearly daily over the past 2 weeks, resulting in multiple instances of breakaway island republics scramming F-16 jets. So, obviously, it's not just China in the area, though. Here it is right here. It says 5 PLA aircraft, 1 U.S. aircraft enter Taiwan South Defense Zone the 31st, 2021. And then you go down here. Also on February, they had one too. February 1st, 2021. Also 3 U.S. aircraft enter Taiwan Southwest ADIZ February 1st. Now, going down, you get into the other parts. What is a super electromagnetic pulse and what can we find out about this and how can we defend against it? We'll talk about a little bit more of it as we go. So we're going to get into it here in just a second. But first, we actually had a report about Russia.
So, we back at it again. But this time, we give away 25,000.
One situation of that, and I'm going to go forward here. I think I still have it. Yeah, Russian fighter jet buzzes U.S. warship in Black Sea as an American presence builds. And so the U.S. Navy routinely operates in Black Sea to reassure NATO allies and partners, ensure security and stability in the region. So Russia is doing flyovers as well as everything else is going on. So they're buzzing the area. And who has a super EMP? Supposedly it's China. Supposedly it's Russia, as a matter of fact. So I'm guessing obviously China got access to it, if Russia got access to it. So this was the flyover that was reportedly done by Russia. And we'll go into this next piece right here for you to see. And then we'll get into the documents about this super EMP crap. So I'm about to take you into it right now. They call it Cybergeddon in the document. And somebody says, can I speak or am I censored? No, you're not censored. You can definitely speak. Somebody says, whenever are you going to do call-in streams again, JW, to gather more information? All right, I'll do call-in stream this week, if that's what y'all want. Y'all want call-in streams, and y'all can basically give out information? Let me know, yes or no. All right, Russia has developed a super electromagnetic pulse weapon. China close behind, January 30th, 2021. And you go down to this report. Recent U.S. intelligence indicates Russia has developed a super electromagnetic pulse EMP weapon along with a warhead The projectile carries the weapon, capable of carrying a Mach 20 speed. So basically a warhead with a freaking EMP on it. And it goes in to say, the alarming developments were documented in a report published by Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, Executive Director of EMP Task Force on National Homeland Security. Pry said the EMP weapons could black out North America, NATO, Europe, and win World War III at the speed of light. Washington does not know what to do, Pry wrote, as after past major cyber attacks. Yeah, that sounds like a setup to let Biden, say, well, we didn't know what to do. Washington is full of sound. Well, he rolled back the executive order for the grid. Remember, I told y'all that? He rolled back the executive order for the grid, and basically China can have access to it. Washington is full of sound and fury, promising reforms, retribution, and will probably come to nothing. EMP weapons are designed to explode at high enough altitudes, and they can wipe out technology, including electrical grids across large swaths of the land, resulting in an outage could last over a year. In his report, Pry also said China has surpassed U.S. EMP warfare development, which is especially alarming after President Biden repealed his predecessor's ban on Chinese involvement. Thanks for everybody tuning into that poll yesterday. And if you can do the same thing, you can just like this video as much as possible to break the YouTube algorithm and push through. Now I'm going to take you to the documents here. Russia deploys super electromagnetic pulse. Why is this article looking like that? Let's go back here. I'm going to give you the article name, and then I'm going to take you to the documents here in a second. Russia deploys super electromagnetic pulse weapon capable of traveling at Mach 20 could put the U.S. in dark, little to notice. China ready to. All right, now going down, I'm going to take you to the documents so you can just get right into what they're talking about. They got all the documents here, and I'm going to take you down into it. But just noticing the whole scenario, what's happening here, gives you the ability to see. They say in this new report on Russia, provided details and advancements in EMP warfare or cybergeddon Moscow has pushed, including a new weapon and high-speed delivery. These new weapons, so here's the documents right here. I'm going to try to zoom in for you. It says, Russia EMP threat. Federation military doctrine plans capabilities for electromagnetic pulse EMP attack. This is January 2021. The EMP task force put this out on Homeland Security. Are they going to really try to stop anything? Key judgments. The United States and NATO allies regularly experience from Russia major cyber attacks penetrating government agencies and critical infrastructure for electric power, telecommunications, transportation, and other sectors vital to electric civilization. These events practice a new way of warfare, including EMP attacks that could black out North America, NATO, and Europe, and win World War III at the speed of light. We already talked about that. And it goes down and says, Russian military doctrine, because hemp attacks, electronics categorizes nuclear hemp attacks, so EMP basically. So how high altitude EMP attacks. It goes down and says Russia has a super EMP weapon specialized for high EMP altitude attack, potentially generating 100,000 volts meter or higher, greatly exceeding the U.S. military hardened standard 50,000 volts meter. I mean, do they really know what the U.S. military got, or are they just thinking that the U.S. military don't have something like that? For real funny. As a result of HEMP nuclear test, Soviet Union today, Russia probably knows a lot more about HEMP effects of the United States. It's just a dangerous game anyway, either way you look at it. It doesn't matter who has it or not. It's just like, you got it, okay, like, why you want to do something like that? Obviously to take over, because like I told you, they don't want to nuke or open the warfare. They want land. They want resources. That's the last option they would take. So it says United States and NATO allies regularly experience from Russia major cyber attacks penetrating government agencies, which I already just said, going down into it. It says, in the cyber dimension, there are no boundaries. Our infrastructure are exposed to new vulnerabilities, cyber vulnerabilities, and new threats and cyber threats. The question is, they know we got all these threats, but why would they let Biden roll back the executive order on trying to protect the grid? Ask that question. Why does it seem like we're being set up? That's what I'm saying.
You deserve to be compensated after an auto accident or an injury caused by someone else, but the process can be very confusing and the insurance companies really work against you to pay the absolute minimum. So if you have been injured in an accident of any kind where it's just not your fault, then check out this app. This is going to help you determine if you qualify in less than 1 minute. So here are types of accident injuries that may qualify. So car accidents, motorcycle accidents, truck or commercial vehicles such as Uber or Lyft accidents, buses, work trucks, bicycle versus car, pedestrian accidents, if you fall, any other injury where you were just not at fault. All you have to do is complete this information below to qualify and connect with a very experienced personal injury attorney for a free case and claim evaluation. It's simple and fast, but time is limited after an accident. So get started now, and thanks and be well.
There's one ancient Vietnamese dish you can eat before jumping into bed with a girl that can boost your drive like a raging bull and let you go all night. What is this one secret ancient dish? It has absolutely nothing to do with testosterone, and it doesn't contain any of those overhyped herbs like goatweed, ashwagandha, yohimbe, or anything like that. This one secret dish is unlike anything you have seen before, and it works by activating your body's own natural mechanism to supercharge your performance, boosting your drive, and giving you the energy of a raging bull, regardless of your age, or how stressed you feel, or how you're performing now. This can work for you. So what is this one secret dish? Well, let me give you a hint. It's something they eat deep in the jungles of Vietnam. And even some U.S. soldiers used to eat it when they were stationed in Vietnam. Yet most people have never heard about it. So what is this one secret ancient dish? If you don't know, or if you think you...
Somebody says, from those who want to take this seriously, that would be great. Somebody, B-Flay says, so he doesn't do that often, but I see your point. Also, I put out a video on Patreon just the other day, like a motivating video, and just kind of like breaking matrix that I couldn't put on here, so you can always check on there. I'm going to be posting more on Patreon, but I just want to put this information out, and I'll give you the documents so you can read more into this super EMP weapon. And this report came on the 26th anniversary of Russia's nuclear war scare, and the Kremlin's mistaken believed Norwegian meteorological rocket was an incoming U.S. EMP attack, the closest superpower that ever came to nuclear war. Oh yeah, that was that one dude, I think, who stopped that from happening. So that's the information here, people. I just want to put that out quickly here. Somebody says exactly, JW100. Wonder if it's to blame Russia and their new weapons while China has access to our grid, pulls the plug. That's one thing. That's another thing. But like we said, yeah, they got access to the grid, and then you got the whole situation with Russia. So again, you can see how they could try a blame game on whoever they want to, really, at this point. But that's the information we wanted to put out about this super EMP. And somebody else says, B-Flay, sign up for Patreon for other exclusive videos, not on here, definitely. And please, while you're live right now, like to make the video spread. That's the only way we can really beat the algorithm today. Thanks for tuning in. This was just a report to update you on what else they have in the nuclear EMP arsenal. Like, that's what they have now. So we just wanted to put that out quickly to have the informational knowledge out to everybody. Thanks for tuning in.